let me ask you something. If you opened your closet right now and had to get dressed quickly, would it feel easy or slightly irritating? Not dramatic, not full meltdown, just that low level ugh feeling. Because if your closet feels annoying, it's not because you don't have enough clothes. And it's not because you've lost your style. Usually one quiet thing happening behind the scenes that makes getting dressed feel harder than it used to. And guess what? Most of us don't even realize we're doing it. If this sounds familiar, type annoyed in the comments. I want you to know you're not the only one. Why this feeling is so common and it's not your fault. Here's the part I want to normalize right away. If you've been telling yourself, I shouldn't feel this way, I have plenty of clothes, I want you to pause, because frustration does not mean you're ungrateful. It just means that your wardrobe isn't supporting you the way it used to. And this shows up for a lot of us after 50. And it's not because you did something wrong. It's because life changes, bodies change, routines change, and closets, usually they don't get updated with the same intention. So you know what happens? You end up with a closet that looks full but doesn't function for you anymore. The real issue? Too many undecided clothes. The thing most women don't realize they're doing is this. They're keeping a closet full of undecided clothes. Not terrible clothes, not ugly clothes, just clothes that require negotiation. And guess what? Negotiation is exhausting. Let me give you some examples, because this is where the light bulb really goes on. This is what negotiation looks like in real life. These are the thoughts that quietly drain your energy even before you've left the house. This top works, but only if I wear a cami under it. These pants are fine as long as I don't sit too long. I like this jacket, but only with one specific shirt. This dress is cute, I just never know what shoes to wear with it. This is okay, but I'll probably want to change later. Do you see what I'm saying? None of these pieces are disasters, but every one of them asks your brain to solve a problem. And when most of your closet works like this, getting dressed stops feeling simple. Why this gets worse over time? Here's something important. As we get older, we don't have more mental energy to burn on clothing decisions. We're already thinking about schedules, family, work, health, and responsibilities. So when your closet is asking you to negotiate constantly, your brain does the smartest thing it can. It defaults to safety. Why you keep wearing the same outfits? This is where the repetition comes in. You open the closet, you see options, but none of them feel easy. So you tend to grab jeans that behave, a top that you trust, shoes you know won't irritate you. And that's not because you're boring. And it's not because you lack creativity. It's not style failure, it's survival. And if this is you and you're nodding your head, type repeat in the comments. Why this isn't about closet size. A lot of us assume the solution to this problem is more clothes, better clothes, and newer clothes. But adding more clothes to a closet of undecided items just increases the noise and chaos of your wardrobe. Because the overall issue is not about how much you own. It's how many of those pieces are asking you to do some work for them. And why this shows up so much after 50. Now let's talk about this honestly. Over time, our bodies change, our proportions shift, our tolerance for discomfort definitely drops. Our lifestyles simplify or evolve, and fabric quality changes. Yet many of our closets are still built for a past version of our lives. For example, work clothes for a job you don't have anymore, outfits for events that you rarely attend, if ever, and pieces you bought for someday. Those disconnects alone can make getting dressed feel completely annoying. Why covering more doesn't fix that feeling. And the next problem we fall into, when outfits start feeling off, we tend to cover more. We wear longer tops, looser tops, more fabric. And while that can feel safer, it often adds weight and confusion visually. So guess what? Now you're covered and frustrated. And comfort isn't the problem. I love comfort, and comfort is first with my wardrobe. But the problem is the lack of intention. And here's what actually works without giving you homework yet. I'm not going to tell you to purge everything, and I'm not going to tell you to shop. What helps first is understanding this. Your clothes have a job to do, and they need to behave. They should work for you by fitting your current body, work with multiple outfits, require minimal adjustment, and support how you actually live. When the clothes do their job, getting dressed will stop feeling like a chore. Why this isn't about trying harder? One of the biggest misconceptions around style is that confidence comes from effort. The harder you work to look good, the more confident you're going to be. Well, that's not true. It doesn't come from that. Confidence, on the contrary, comes from ease. And when getting dressed gets easier, your decision fatigue drops. Repetition feels intentional in a good way. Your outfits feel calmer, and your confidence shows up naturally. You don't need to try harder. You need fewer negotiations in your wardrobe. Now let's talk about how all this connects. If your closet's feeling annoying, it's usually because too many pieces that don't fully work. Outfits require fixing instead of wearing. Your closet reflects multiple past lives, and your brain is tired of solving style problems. Nothing has actually gone wrong though. Your wardrobe just needs a reset, not more effort. If you've been feeling frustrated, bored, or stuck with your clothes, I really want you to know this. You're not bad at style. You're not behind, and you haven't lost yourself. Your closet is simply asking for support instead of pressure. And once that happens, getting dressed starts feeling easier again. Which of these hit home for you the most? Let me know in the comments. You know I love hearing from you. Stay gorgeous, and I'll see you in the next video.